So this video gonna be straightforward. If Steve Nash was black, will he be under fire for what's happening with the Brooklyn Nets? And my answer is yes. Remember Mark Jackson was holier than thou, etc. Golden State got him up out of there. Steve Kerr comes along and inherits Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Splash Brothers. The rest is history with Draymond Green, and then you get Kevin Durant. The rest is history. 5 straight finals, 3 chips. You tell me. There ain't a lot of black coaches that get to inherit situation. Doc Rivers got to inherit Boston. He was successful. And then I got to go back to the early 80s when Casey Jones got to inherit the Boston Celtics with Bird, McHale, and Parrott got to inherit, that don't happen often. It's usually white cats who get to come along and scoop up and win. That's why I took so much exception to when George Karl used to criticize Doc Rivers and say, black coach. I said, because black coaches don't get that luxury. No one talks about how great Lenny Wilkens is, not only as a great basketball player, but as a head coach. No one talks about that near enough. You know, white coaches come in, they get that. Steve Nash is in over his head. Kevin Durant is getting exposed now. He's getting bodied up. Kyrie Irving didn't do much of nothing last night. LaMarcus Aldridge, they are not using him for whatever reason. Blake Griffin, they're old in the tooth. And James Harden is looking like a genius. Because he did allude that Nash was part of the problem. And it's Kyrie Irving's fault, too, for talking about, well, anybody could coach our team. Well, see, the days of having a built superstar team ain't the same. This league has gotten younger and gotten athletic. And everybody shoots the 3 ball. Everybody can play half court the way it's done now. So, yeah, superstars are still superstars, but it ain't this wide gap when LeBron James could take 4 cats from the car wash or from a crew and say, okay, let's do this, you know, and say let's roll. It's not happening like that. It's changed. It's changed. Now I will say you can pair a superstar in a good situation. You could take a Kawhi Leonard like he went to Toronto, Kevin Durant went to Golden State. You pair it with a situation that's a built-in force. Obviously, when LeBron James went to Miami, D Wade had already been through the rings. So you go to a situation, but you just think you're gonna pair up together and just gonna have it happen because that NBA is gone. That NBA is dying. It's a different breed. But Steve Nash should be held accountable. He really should. He's being out coached. He is not making adjustments. And this Mike D'Antoni's style of trying to coach right now is just not working. It's not looking good at all. And I happen to watch. I don't usually agree with a lot of Steven Jackson, but I happen to catch some of them speak for yourself. And he did. He brought up the point about Nash. If Nash was black, he'd be on the hot seat. And I said, you're right. Because black head coaches do not get the same treatment as their white counterparts. They don't get to come into a situation with no Kevin Durant, no Kyrie Irving. Regardless of how you think about their skill set, which don't really matter in the big picture, they don't get that luxury. Brothers come in and you gotta scramble eggs with you gotta strike the match, make sure that you got the gas up, and you gotta make sure that the pan is clean. They don't get the same as their white counterparts. They just don't. How many? There's a reason, and I'm not taking nothing away from Pat Riley, one of the greatest NBA coaches ever, got 5 rings as a head coach. Phil Jackson with his 11, that's 16. And Popovich with 5, that's 21. But ask yourself, 3 white head coaches got 21 rings, and look at the names of talent that they had there. Think about it. Red Auerbach with his 10 plus. Look at the names. Black coaches don't get the same opportunity. So Dietis Turkey should be on the hot seat. I'm glad when I see Monty Williams with Phoenix with a squad, but that don't happen. It doesn't happen. And see, that's the subtlety racism that the NBA don't talk about. Because you don't see black head coaches getting that opportunity to coach those teams. That Casey Jones did in Boston, you hardly ever hear anyone say Casey Jones' name. Who gets all the love? Auerbach still does, and of course Bird McHale. You never hear Casey Jones won his 2 rings and his success. He doesn't get the same. He didn't get the same. He was a great player too, by the way. He didn't get the same compliments that Chuck Daly did with the Pistons. I mean, Chuck Daly was a great coach, but they don't get the same. They do this. So Steve Nash, I think he's in over his head. He's getting exposed. Boston could knock him out, and it wasn't a good matchup for Brooklyn. Should be ashamed of themselves for being a playing team anyway. With that kind of talent, and to lose James Harden, and you stuck with Ben Simmons, and I pull for Ben Simmons, the man, mentally, but as the player, he's a cupcake because that turkey can't make no free throws, don't shoot. I like his defense, and he gives you everything, but you just don't know. Not on the court as I'm talking about. I'm not talking about personal. So get the two separated. But yeah, Steve Nash should be under fire. Because if he was black, he'd be about burnt, for that opportunity. But they give white coaches way more. Look at Quentin Snyder in Utah. Does he really deserve to be out there still coaching with that? No. So anyway, it was like Boston's coach until they made that move this year. White coaches get way too much leeway that their black counterparts will not. But anyway, give me your thoughts and takes about that. If Steve Nash was black, would he be on the hot seat? Please hit the like, subscribe, welcome thoughts and comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And yeah, his butt would be cooked by now, especially with with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And you let James Harden work and your big three and your dream, all that. Yeah, your butt would be cooked. I'm out.